Shalom, shalom, Israel, shalom to the Torah tribes, Yasha Allah, giving the chorus all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Mahashiach, Malaki Habashah. It's all praise, honor, glorification unto the Most High God, Yahweh. In the names of the begun, Son Yahweh, this brother Yasha Allah coming back to y'all yet another video to the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Mahashiach, Malaki Habashah. All right, so let's get into this. All right, let's get into this. This is going into the book of Job, right, chapter 6 and verse number 14. Right, Job chapter 6 and verse 14. Right, it says what? To him that is afflicted, pity should be showed him from his friend, but he forsaketh the fear of the Almighty. So to him that is afflicted, right? Hey, we get afflicted in this truth, right? That's why we need each other. That's why we need brothers and sisters to be around, because we're going to be afflicted. Satan is going to afflict us, right? Did not the Lord say that this is the condition of the battle, that man that is born upon the earth is destined, or it's like basically destined to fight? You know, let's go to Job chapter 14. Right? Let's go to Job 14 verse 1. Right? Man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble. So even when you come out the womb, man, you're full of trouble. Right? You got babies crying all the time, right? Because they entered, their flesh, they were up in the spiritual realm. They were at peace, but now they were sent back down, back into this fleshly body, back into this captivity. Man that is born of a woman is a few days and full of trouble. As soon as you're born, man, right, and physically, spirits start hopping on you. You know what I'm saying? So, nobody is susceptible, right, from demons and spirits hopping on them, So we have to fight these demons, even more so in this truth. Because in the world, in the world, you're friends with your demons, right? In the world, you might entertain your demons. In the world, you may not even know that you have demons on you or spirits on you, right? But in this truth, we fight them through the spirit. Because the Lord said, let's go to Ephesians, right? Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10, right? It says what? Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So we're not wrestling against flesh and blood. We don't see demons in the flesh and we start beating them up, start shooting them, and actually literally cutting up with the sword. We fight Satan spiritually, right? We can't even see our opponents, but we know that they're there, tempting us. Right, causing us to err, causing all hell to break loose upon the earth. Right, that's that. When you go to Job chapter 1, right, and as well as Job the 2nd chapter, the Lord said to Satan, "From whence comest thou?" And Satan Satan replied to the Lord and said, "From going up and down, to and fro throughout the whole earth." Right, so just causing mayhem, and damn evil and confusion upon the earth. That's Satan's job. And to tempt you, the servant of the Lord, right? But let's go back to this in Job 6, right? Job chapter 6, verse 14. To him that is afflicted, pity should be showed from his friend. So if we see our friend being afflicted, and really our friends are those brothers and sisters in this truth. If we see one of our friends being afflicted, we have to lift them up, right? We have to lift them up and give them pity, We have to give him pity, and let's get this precept, right? Let's go to Galatians 6, right? We have to raise him back up and strengthen him as much as we can through the spirit power of Yahweh Bash and Habashah. Whether that's praying for him, whether that's giving him precepts, Let's go to Galatians 6 and 1. Brethren, if a man be overtaken in a fault, ye which are spiritual, restore such an one in the spirit of meekness, considering thyself, lest thou also be tempted. So we have to consider ourselves when our brother or sister is being afflicted. We have to consider ourselves as well, because we can be in the same exact situation, right? Right, so that's why we have to consider ourselves as well. All right, let's go back to let's go to Romans 15. All right, this is the book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 1. We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak and not to please our own selves, right? So those of us that's strong in the Lord, we ought to bear the infirmities of the weak. So those that is weak, we have to receive them and make them strong through the Spirit of the Lord. You know, giving them precepts, maybe fasting for them, you know, praying for them, etc., etc. That's making them strong. You know, you're exhortating them. That'll make a brother or a sister strong. You know, good exhortation. So, again, you know, Job 6 and verse 14, it says what? To him that is afflicted, pity should be showed from his friend. You know, we should give our friend pity. We should give our brothers and sisters pity. You know, the Lord also said, you know, condemn not one that has turned from sin, right? And also in Romans 8:1, there is no condemnation to those that are in Mahashiach Yahushua. So you can't be, you know, we can't be railing on a brother or a sister and saying that the, you know, Most High is going to put them to death, right? Just because they went off one time, you know. And it was you know, we had to restore them in the spirit of meekness, you know. Because if you know, the Lord also said, judge not, lest ye also be judged. For what measure you judge, or what measure, Salaki. Basically, what measure you judge, that's going to be held against you, right? And that by every word, thou shalt be justified, and by every word, thou shalt be condemned, you know? So if we see our brother in a fault or in a that's being afflicted, you know, we should want to restore them in the spirit of meekness and show him pity. You know, because that could also happen to us. And that's just being, you know, brotherly. That's showing love, right, to the Spirit of the Lord. Right, so, you know, with that, this is a quick video to the Spirit part of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Lord willing, this is edifying. Brother Yasha Ali. Shalom.